Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Questions from the Comments section. This one is kind of a little bit more personal in the fact that it's not a general like how to or recommendation sort of video. This is actually about my personal ideas and pen use. So the question is a double-barreled one. It's sort of I've combined a couple of different questions that I've been asked over the last little while. Firstly, is how many pens do I own, and then am I a collector or a user of fountain pens? And I'm going to address the second part first. Am I a user or a collector? For anyone who follows my channel, that should be fairly apparent. I am 100% a user of fountain pens. I get these pens as tools. These are tools for writing with, and that's why I love them. That's why I use them, and I really enjoy using fountain pens. Yes, there is an element of collecting. Like I have quite a number of the Lamy Matte Safaris, or at one point I had a number of the Jinhao X450s. But I'm not going out and buying Mont Blanc limited editions and all of those sorts of things to sit on a shelf somewhere. My purpose for buying pens is to use them. I like using them. I buy, generally speaking, if I'm buying pens myself, they are more affordable pens, and I have a couple of criteria that I always look for when I'm buying a pen. Firstly, is that it is functional. Am I going to enjoy writing with this pen? Secondly, is it replaceable? And for the most part, yes. I rarely get limited editions or special editions. There's been a couple of, as I said, like some of the Safaris, some of the TWSBIs, things like that, but they're still pretty affordable pens. And the other factor for me is 100% is it affordable? But I am a user of pens. I try and use as many of my pens as I can, and I have pens I like with particular inks and pens I like for particular purposes. Some that I love to carry in my pocket, some I really love using for letter writing or for reviewing inks or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, I am a user of fountain pens. For me, they are a tool. I love them. I love looking at them. I love, sort of browsing them online, doing all the window shopping and lusting after, those Grail pens. We all sort of do. But in the end, what it comes down to is, will the pen write, and, will I enjoy using it? Because I want to be able to use my pens for a longer period of time. Obviously, I get sent pens for review. Certain manufacturers and retailers and distributors and things do get in touch and send me pens for review, and I enjoy reviewing those. I really do. Do all of them end up in my permanent collection? No. I gift some, I give some away, stuff like that. Some get returned, of course, or sent on to the next reviewer. But for me, the ones that I enjoy the most are always going to be those ones that when I'm writing with it, I'm enjoying writing with it. And then the first part of that question is a slightly different one again. How many pens do I own? Well, at the moment, I'm actually in the process of whittling my collection down. A couple of months ago, or a few months ago now, I moved house, and so I decided that in paring my life back for that move, I would look at moving a few of my pens on, and I gifted a lot, and I sold a few and things like that. And so at that point, where at its highest point, I had catalogued 480 fountain pens, not including some that I was sent for review that were moved back on. That was pens that were actually in my collection, in my drawers and on my shelves at that point. I have now got it down to under 200, and part of me inside of me goes, you know what? Which pen can I get this down? Am I holding onto these for sentimental reasons? Am I whatever? And some of those, yes, although I love writing with them, I never get rid of them. The Visconti Homo Sapiens, the Parker Duofold, the Waterman Crane, these are pens that I have bought for even the Pilot Custom 823 were bought to signify particular things, and I would never get rid of them. But I would love to try and whittle my collection down to like 30, maybe, around the 30 pen mark, maybe 35. Because I think I can use those, and that gets back to that thing. I'm a user of pens, not a collector, and so I've just amassed all these pens, working out what I like and buying and buying and buying. And I figure that's probably a decent number that I can get it down to that is usable. That means I'm using the pens I love, that whole Marie Kondo thing, sparking joy. A lot of my pens don't spark joy. I have them for other reasons, and maybe I need to let some of that go. So that's just my own take on it. The collection's evolving constantly. I'm buying new pens, I'm getting sent pens, all that sort of stuff. Like, that is the way this is. Like, I review them, I'm looking at them for that purpose. And that's just fountain pens. I love a lot of my rollerballs and ballpoints I'm really passionate about as well. I'm not a snob when it comes to fountain pens. I'm not just saying fountain pens only. Some of my Retro 51s and things like that I just absolutely love. So I hope that answers the question. And as I said, it's a more personal one, not so much like a broad general, how-to or information-y sort of one, just my take on things. So I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here or drop me an email, which is listed down below. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.